Hello, everyone. My guest today is David Braun. He was born in the USSR, was in a war there, was a refugee, moved to Ukraine, and then co-founded TemplateMonster.com. He then grew that to $100 million company and then sold it out to a private equity firm. Since then, he started a company called Weblium to build a McDonald's in the web design industry. He's married with 4 kids, 2 wives, 3 dogs, 5 homes, 10,700 phone book contacts, 100 conferences a year, military business, and having a lot of fun. When the war started in Ukraine, he founded the largest crowdfunding platform, peoplesproject.com, to help wounded soldiers, became an advisor to the Ministry of Defense, and a civil activist. David, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So how do you manage 2 wives in Ukraine, 4 kids, and all this other stuff you're doing?
That's a good question. Well, basically, when you get a divorce, most of the people, they get mad at each of them, and then the kids usually suffer. And then when I'm a sales guy, I'm selling lots of great stuff, so I know what the mindset is. So I went to my wife. So they said there is a grace period, when she's really mad at you because you kind of disappointed her. So wait until the grace period ends. So usually it's about 6 months. Then go and talk about the future.
You mean after you were divorced?
Yeah, after the divorce, expiration period, is about 6 months. And then when you go and say, what would be the future? And then usually you're talking about the guarantees. So what I did, I did a structure, 18 years plan. So I put the money in the bank. So she was super sure that, I would not leave her without the financial support and so on, and the kids.
But you already had, right? You already divorced.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so now she's a good friend of my existing wife. They go to vacation together, so it's perfectly sorted out. My friends, they have a joke, say, when you retire, you're going to work in United Nations as a peacemaker.
So you literally pay your ex-wife for 18 years, some amount of money every year to keep her happy, basically?
Yeah, and it's a mix, not to her, it goes to her and my son, all together. So they live together, they have real estate. So once the financial question sorted out, so emotions are, became better.
Yeah. Now, is she remarried?
Yeah, she's already. And, I know the guy, he's a good guy. So now so I'm happy now.
Okay, that's good. All right, take me back to it sounds like your first big win, TemplateMonster.com. So it sounds like you were a refugee. I mean, how soon did you launch that company after you were a refugee and moved to Ukraine?
Yeah, it was 16 years ago. I was a first degree student in the university. I met a guy from New York, and we kind of got together well, and he offered me to launch the digital agency, web design agency. And so I was an outsourcing division, because labor costs in Ukraine were much lower, than in the US. And then, when we started web design, we kind of didn't like it because there was a lot of back and forth communications and lots of, corrections and revisions. And then, I found my most productive designer. He was really fast. He was using some sort of elements, to complete the websites. And I asked him, what are you doing? What do you use it? He said, this is my template. And I tried to Google it, not Google. Google was non-existing back then, it was Yahoo. So I searched for it, and I found that there were no templates for web designers. So we asked him to create 30 first templates. We published online. And within first couple of months, we got $70,000 in sales. And after 2 years, we got $1 million in sales. Then I created affiliate program. We got $10 million in sales. It was growing and booming. We basically created web templates industry.
So,
then.
And what year was this?
It was 2002.
Okay. So, and when did you sell it? What year?
2013, because we got the revolution in Ukraine. It was uncertainty, and my senior partner, he got a cancer, so I had to be with him in Israel and in the US. So I decided to sell the company.
Okay, and in 2013, how much revenue did the company do?
It was 25 mil a year.
Okay, and were your margins crap because you were paying affiliates a huge chunk, or no?
No. We was super profitable. It was 70% margin.
To the bottom line or gross?
Yes. Yeah, bottom line.
Net. Okay, interesting. So what did you sell it for?
100 mil.
Okay, so you sold it for 100 million. So 25. Yeah. So basically 4x top line revenue, but it sounds like there was cash flow to work with as well.
Exactly.
Okay. And were you the sole founder or did you have co-founders there? I know you had one. Did you have any others?
No, I had another one. He's like, so like there was like a private deal, like a private equity, like a family office. They wanted just cash. So the condition was as long as we continue delivering the forecasts in sales, we could do whatever we want. We just so they do not interrupt into operation. So I have a contract until 2021. And then, like the contract expires, I stay in the board and I go.
So you're still working full time then in the business, right?
Kind of, because I have operational director, so I usually like supervise him.
I see. Okay. And what component of the 100 million was cash up front?
Cash upfront was about 45 million.
So the rest is kind of you're executing the sales plans and essentially an earn-out structure.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, if you have 3 co-founders, there's 45 million cash up front. Fair to say, you're taking home 10 to 20 million there. You're using that to reinvest, something like that.
Exactly. So that's why I started Weblium. Also, like I had a non-compete agreement. So like I talked to the buyer because like it slightly competes with Template Monster. But, and then we've got a strategic agreement that we would use actually Template Monster as a lead generation channel. And we do like revenue share with private equity.
So what is Weblium? Is it a SaaS company or is it an agency?
Yeah, it's actually a SaaS company, but it works as an agency. Like, like the problem was during Template Monster times, we created over 1.5 million websites for customers as an agency, basically. And the biggest problem is, like we use so many platforms like WordPress, Joomla, Magento, you name it. And the problem was once you create the website and you sell it to the customer, after 1 or 2 years, a new version of WordPress comes in, you have to patch it, you have to update and do a lot of stuff. And people, at the end of the day, like after 3 years, you visit the perfect website that you delivered 3 years ago. Nowadays, it looks abandoned,
Yep.
Like it's homeless. So I started to think about maybe we create a website builder, but like Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, everyone is on the scene right now. If your clients, people do not want to do it in do-it-yourself mode because the websites at the end are crap. When you take a look, you see that like those websites are crappy, really. Unless you are website.
So David, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So tell me, what are people paying you per month on average? Would you say?
They actually pay me subscription, $10 a month.
Okay.
So they prepaid it for a year, so it's $120 a year.
And why would they keep paying you after they get the website launched?
Because we have a all-inclusive platform. It's hosted with Google Cloud. It has SSL certificates. We give you access to the editor where you can update and manage your content. So basically, you don't work. And if you are too lazy, most of our clients are lazy. You can buy webmaster hours just inside the control panel. So people usually buy 10 hours. It's enough for a year. $100 we charge you, and you get 10 hours. We have a slogan called "There is a guy for that." So you need to put a press release on the website. You send him an email, and there is a guy for that. So he publishes the press release for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It sounds like this is almost like human-powered software, though. Most pure play software companies where there's no human kind of touch involved they have like 86% gross margins. Do you have margins that high, or no? They're a little lower.
Like it depends on the volume. Currently, we still subsidize the business, but from what I see right now, a small studio with 6 people creates already 400 websites a month.
Okay.
So my goal is to have a lot of franchise studios all over the world. We power everyone under the same platform. So for the customer, it looks like a digital agency. So because they love this way, but on the back end, it works as a platform which powers all of those. That's why we can keep the cost for creation website very low.
Okay. And how many customers are you at today?
So right now we have 3,250 something like customers, and we are growing right now about 600 customers a month.
And how much revenue are you doing monthly right now?
Actually, I'm not calculating it monthly. Funny, I have like 425,000 yearly revenue. Because like it's growing like crazy. Months over months, it's about 250% growth.
Yeah. So just to be clear, if you have 3,250 customers at about a $10 price point, that's 32,500 per month. Annualized, it's about $400,000 in ARR. Is that right?
Right. Exactly.
And where was it at a year ago?
A year ago, it was non-existent. I was developing the platform.
Okay.
So we launched it about 7 months ago.
Great. So launched in 2018 then, or late 2017.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, very good. And walk me through customer acquisition costs. What are you spending to acquire customers?
Yeah, that's a tough question. If you do it a straightforward way, like through Google AdWords or Facebook ads, it is about $150.
Okay.
But I was smart enough because I understood that I could not compete with Wix, which is spending like $10 million a month, right?
Yep.
So I started to do like a strategic partnership with banks, because banks keep records of the businesses. So I go to the bank and say, we can make a website for the customer. It costs $400 as a setup. But what you could do, you could subsidize it instead of the customer and build the loyalty for the customer. So the banks pay us. We do the websites for customers. Customers get digital, new look and digital world, and it works. So I already signed up the biggest banks in the Ukraine. We work with 2 banks in Austria right now. One big banking group, which is covering 26 countries, is right now we are signing up the contract.
Okay,
so
very good.
Actually, we do not spend any penny on the ads right now.
Well, you just said when you do spend, though, it's about $100 CAC. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So, and how much are you?
150.
And how much are you spending per month total? Would you say direct paid?
We don't spend it.
So how do you know that? So how do you know the CAC is 150 if you have no sample size?
Because no. I tried it first month. I tried it to kind of identify and see,
I see.
It was a pilot. So I don't think that it's the business model is really too much profitable. If you spend it in direct way.
So how are you getting new customers? And you said you're adding 600 customers a month. Where are you getting them from if it's not direct paid?
From the banks.
You're not paying the banks a kickback?
No, I don't pay the.
Why would they work with you?
They pay me.
Why? Why would they do that?
Negotiation skills.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they make you pay them for leads? Why don't you pay them a cut of the $400 per website that they drive you?
Because the bank needs to compete with other banks right now, and the banking industry is so much unified, so there is no diversification point. They all try to kind of become a universities for businesses. They try to educate the business. They try to bring some extra value and so on.
So if I walk into a bank in Ukraine, I'm going to see at the teller, hey, sign up with us, and you also get a website created with Weblium.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I work with HSBC right now, so you probably will see it, very soon. And the second channel for us is different incubators and accelerator programs. They work a lot with the new businesses. The new businesses need, and we pay them commissions, because new businesses need website presence. This is the only way they can look solid in the internet. When they start. We also work with company registrars. We signed up the deal with one of the largest company registrars in the U.S. Incorporation services.
And again, why are they? The company, yeah. So why are they? You must be paying them. I mean, or tell me the leverage you have on them. Why would they give you this data for free?
Because this way they increase the value of their offer.
So you're not paying them anything.
No. I subsidize website creation on behalf of them. So basically, it looks like they are paying for the customer.
Got it.
For example, let's take yourself. Like you have a Latka.com, right? And then you reach out to your customers and say, I signed up a partnership agreement with Weblium, and where we would cover the site creation costs for all of our subscribers, and you only pay for the subscription.
Why would I do that though? I would never. There's no value in me doing that with my base. I'd pay $400 per website. I'd lose money on that. I make nothing.
Why? Why you don't make that? You don't lose anything. First, second, you bring the value to your customers.
No, I do lose something because I have to pay you $400 per website bill.
No, you don't pay me. Actually, I subsidize it for you. But for your customers, it looks like you're paying for them.
Oh, I see. And then you're making money by converting the website folks into $10 a month subscriptions.
Exactly. So LTV is around 5 to 6 years. So we basically return, after investing into site creation, we're getting back $600 to $700.
Got it. So LTV is, call it $700, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's churn today?
No churn for now, but it's too little. I think that there will be some churn, but we don't have churn yet.
So you haven't lost. You have 3,250 customers paying $10 a month, and in the past 30 days, you've lost none of those customers.
Yes, exactly.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I can show you, like, after we finish the show, I can send you the BI report.
Yeah, but these customers go out of business. I mean, small businesses, 9 out of 10 go out of business. So like, it's not even your fault.
They prepare for a year. So that is why we don't have all of those 3,200 customers, they paid for a year in advance.
Oh, got it. So you haven't none of them have come out for a renewal yet.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Has anyone said, hey, I want a refund, or hey, don't renew me?
No, because we have a money back guarantee within 30 days. So like, if you don't like it, we just return it back. No questions asked.
Okay. Well, that's another way of asking for a refund, right? So how many times has that happened?
Less than 0.5%, something like 2 or 3 cases a month.
Okay. Got it. So we'll call it kind of 0.5%, something like that. Very good. Are you bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
Yeah, bootstrap.
Totally bootstrapped. Now, are you getting funding is the parent company feeding the private equity firm feeding money into this thing?
No. Like I do it with my partner all together with our own money.
Got it. Very good. And what about the team? How big are you guys today?
Right now, it's about 51 people. Most of them are engineers. We have 5 people in the sales team, like 2 marketers. It's relatively small, but like for a startup, which is subsidized, it's probably big. I don't know, like 51 person right now.
And where are you guys all based?
All based in Kiev, Ukraine.
Kiev. Okay, good. So I was going to ask you, you have 51 people. You're only making 32 grand a month. How the hell are you paying 51 people with that revenue? And it's because I guess talent is cheap there.
It's not that cheap because like I recruit like one of the best people over here. So we still not profitable. We need our burn rate is about $85,000 right now.
I was going to say, yeah, because if you only use the 32 grand you're making in revenue per month, you'd be paying an average salary of $630 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're putting your own, and the way you're subsidizing is you're putting in your own money.
Yeah, exactly.
From the sale to Template Monster earlier on. Got it. Okay, very good. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book is Robert Cialdini.
7 Habits?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, not the 7 Habits one. I forgot it.
Influence?
Invisible Power or something.
Invisible Power. Okay. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Yeah, Reed Hastings from Netflix. I really love his corporate culture stuff. I try to build similar one.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building a business besides your own?
Good question. Gmail, probably Gmail. I'm spending most of my time there.
And number 4, how many hours of sleep are you getting every night?
Not less than 9 hours. Usually I try to do it 10.
Okay, good. And what's your situation? I think you said you're married now. You have 2 previous kids. How many kids total?
Total 4 kids right now. I think I have a pause until I get profitable.
Okay, good. And how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 39.
39. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Actually, I think that I had so many crises, like in my life. So I said, like, just look forward and do not afraid anything that happens to you.
Guys, look forward. Don't be afraid from David. He was a refugee. He's been through a war. He went through the whole thing with Ukraine, co-founded Template Monster, grew it to $25 million in revenue in 2013, sold it for $100 million to a private equity firm. 45 million of that was cash up front. The rest he's working right now through an earnout. While he's doing that, though, he launched another company called Weblium, which is essentially subsidizing the creation of websites for folks and then upselling a $10 per month charge in terms of a SaaS model. So they've now got about 3,250 people paying $10 a month for their service. Super healthy lifetime values right now with their team of over 50 people based in Kiev. All right, David, thank you so much for taking us to the top.